Hi, I'm Maggie. Welcome to Experiments in Crafting. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Premier's Parfait Layers. Parfait Layers is a super soft and cuddly yarn by Premier. They have 14 different colorways in this yarn. It comes in 240 gram balls, and each ball has 459 yards. It's a number 5 bulky weight yarn, and they recommend a 6.5 millimeter or K hook for this yarn. I really enjoyed working with Parfait Layers. It's a chenille style yarn, but it's not like Bernat Baby Blanket or Bernat Blanket. It's smoother. When you run your hands over it, it doesn't catch any like dry skin or anything like that. Bernat Blanket always felt like a microfiber cloth to me, where it's soft, but it has that quality where it sticks. And this is not like that. This is smooth, and it almost feels like it should be shiny, and it's not shiny in person. The solid colors are a little bit shiny, but not the same way that Bernat Velvet or the new Lion brand Velux are. They don't have this yarn doesn't have a real strong sheen to it. I was able to make this blanket with just one ball of Parfait Layers. I was really surprised at how big of a blanket I could make out of just the one ball. And it's so soft and squishy, and I really wanted to share the pattern with you guys. And I started to work up the tutorial on how to make this baby blanket, and I started with this ball of yarn, and this is where I started to notice a problem with the Parfait Layers yarn. So you'll notice this one started with a speckled or variegated color, went to purple, and then to pink, and then back to purple, and then back to speckled, and then pink. And this is actually a problem because you'll notice in the blanket that I made that I have speckled, yellow, blue, speckled, yellow, and then I went around to the border in blue. So then I went back to the store, and I started to look through all of the balls of yarn and noticed that this was actually a pretty common problem, that they stopped and started balls just wherever they felt like, and they didn't continue the pattern on. And there were plenty of balls that were correct, but there were a good amount that were not. And so a lot of people are going to start on a pattern and realize that their color scheme doesn't carry through. So it should be a solid color, then speckled, then a solid color, then repeat. So in here it's color 1, color 2, color 3, color 1, color 2, and in the center you've got color 3. So it should be a repeating, not mirrored color scheme. One of the things I did really like about this yarn were the joins. So if you've watched my Bernat Blanket Stripes video, you'll know that I complained about the joins. They were just knotted and they were not very nice. The join on this yarn is really well done. It's sewn across here. It doesn't change the texture very much. It feels solid, like it's going to hold. I don't think you would have to cut this apart and work it as two separate pieces of yarn like I did with the baby blanket stripes. When I worked this baby blanket up, I did not have to go and cut the yarn apart. I just kept working right across it. I really enjoyed working with this yarn. It was super soft and cuddly. I really can't believe how much yarn they have packed into this ball. Generally, when I work with a caked yarn like this, I work from the outside to the center. And that's because when you work the center of the ball out of the cake, you will find that you can work the very middle just fine, but as you get closer and closer to the edge, the ball will start to collapse. And since I have a tendency to just throw my yarn into my project bag, it collapses and then turns into a big mess. So what I do is I work from the outside, and the ball will just keep getting smaller, but it can't collapse because it still has structure in the middle. When I worked up this blanket, it had the speckles in the middle and the blue on the outside. And I knew that I didn't want a speckled border. So I actually worked this ball from the center to the outside and used blue for the outside. And honestly, it went fine. This yarn is packed so tight to get 240 grams into a size ball like this. As you work the center, it just keeps expanding and filling up until you get to like the last two colors, and then it starts to sort of collapse on you. But I was really impressed that because they've got this packed so tight, you can actually work this from the center without a problem. If you have any questions about Premier Parfait Layers or the blanket you saw in this video, leave those in the comment section below. If you like this video and you'd like to see more tutorials and yarn reviews, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.